So it works in three different ways. Other one is that you are entitled to a scholarship uh, when you get an admit. So most students have a faculty assistant option, a research assistant option when they get an admit, right? It's rare, like hardly two or three students out of the batch of 150 get that. So those are the few lucky ones. They have tuition exempt as well. The next way in which you can be a teaching assistant or a faculty assistant is say you need to research a lot. If you want something in the first semester, you need to find your interests and a professor whose interests match with your interests, and you need to show that you can add value to what he's doing. And again, it can be an interview, it can be something that the professor is looking for, so you'll have to mold your current work experience from India and leverage something of that kind. But mostly people end up getting teaching assistant positions or faculty assistant positions after the first semester, where you meet a lot of professors, you try and build a bond with them. It's more about how comfortable he is, how confident he is that you can pull off that job, right? So I would say just keep an eye out, keep talking to people, and just look out for openings. So faculty assistant is something where the professor can either ask you to teach or he can ask you to do gradings, right? A teaching assistant is something that involves a lot of in-class activities, like you conduct labs, you hold sessions on certain days where if the professor is kind enough, he lets you teach some of the part of the syllabus. So again, it's a growth curve for you as well. You learn a lot because teaching is learning twice, right? So you keep learning as long as you're engaged in something that you think is fruitful to others. So again, a research assistant is a grant-based position where you assist one of the professors on his already existing project in a certain way. So it's all different. And faculty assistant is something that is, again, it comes with an asterisk mark that the professor is going to use your services according to what the needs are. I don't think so, but you can get a hold of the current projects that like you can read the periodicals, white papers at SU and see that these are the labs. There are places like the SALT labs, and there are the Office of Administrations that require a lot of people working. So if you find the right people online, if you start and initiate a conversation, then you can at least get a hang of are there openings, are there any particular projects that you would be interested to work in the future, right? You just can't walk up on one day and say that, hey, I need this position. You need to know something about it, build a network, talk to people, and then see if it's a match for the both of you. A typical teaching assistant position pays anywhere between $11 to $15.
Okay.
And the same goes for a faculty assistant or a research assistant. I think is paid a little more, but that comes from the university grants. So I think anywhere between $13 and $17, 17 being like the best case, but 13 to 15 is 11 to 15 is something that's normal. I think there are, but I'm not that sure of it. I do know that some people got scholarships, but you need to be involved with the community of the school in such a way that it shows that you've given back. So if you're associated with the iSchool Graduate Students Organization or organizations which are non-for-profit like Nanni Khali, and again, so you need to have your presence felt for an application towards the scholarship program, where eventually they'll be paying off a part of your tuition for a particular semester. I paid, I haven't done the math yet, but I paid $400 a month and $200 on basic groceries and utilities. So all that I paid for was just tuition, right? Because I used to make around $800, $900 via my on-campus job. And it helped me pay off my rent and my basic utilities, right? So I don't think that I paid anything in excess to what I did for my tuition fees.